Good win for us. Obviously, it wasn't always pretty, but I really like what we're doing and how we're continuing to gain chemistry with each other and gel. And we're still a work in progress, but we show flashes of doing some very special things. So tonight was a good win. First Power 4 opponent heading into this weekend. So it's really good for us. I thought it was this is our last time here for a while. So we wanted to make sure we came out and hopefully the fans will miss us and they'll come back. But it was a great opportunity for us. I think it was I don't know if it was Teacher Appreciation Night, but we had a great opportunity which was special for me because my wife sacrificed a lot, gave up her career as a teacher. And to follow, support me and do whatever, but understanding the importance of what our teachers do for us. I've often said it. I used to joke with her. I said, your job's way more important than mine. And the way that she would go out and, just teach our youth. So be able to have the teachers in attendance tonight to help us was really good. But really good win for us. I'm excited where we can go with a lot of hard work.
Go Phoenix.
Coach, correct me if I'm wrong, just watching, it looked like there may have been a little miscommunication on defense at times, but you still held them to 35 points, 20%. Just without the luxury of having film yet, what did you make of the defense tonight?
You're exactly right. I thought we were in right places a lot of times. We did a lot of good things scout-wise and what we wanted to do and try to take them out. A lot of great things, but we had some miscommunications. Or I can just say lack of communication. And they understood it and they recognized it after the fact. We've got to be able to learn to recognize it before the fact in order for us to beat really good basketball teams. But I think we have the potential to be a good good defensive basketball team. Our length, obviously adding Jordan as a two guard, and she's extremely gifted, but she played more in the post, I think it was, and at Penn, and she's adjusting very well. And but we can't rely on our length to erase everything, especially when you're playing against really good teams. You've got to play early defense, which we call it, and be in the right positions to contest shots instead of having to bail yourself out with a block shot.
Caroline, Jordan, Brad, Kai.
Coach, what was your assessment of Asia Boone tonight, especially when she was kind of stepping in for Tony, and what role do you foresee for Asia?
I'm very proud of her, just her attitude. When she played at Liberty, she's a two guard, and she really loves to run down the wing and wait for somebody to give her the ball so she can shoot it. Here, we brought her here knowing that we were going to play her as a backup point guard, and it was always a work in progress. We were teaching her some things. I don't think she was really fully bought in the beginning because her natural position is a two guard. But she's done some really nice things for us, handling the basketball, and even when she comes into the game and is running the point, we can run different opportunities because she's such a dynamic shooter, and it opens up a lot for Clara. And but it was her attitude. She embraced the moment, and it never looked at it like, okay, this is a punishment, playing. Looked at it as an opportunity, and her attitude was really good, and I thought it showed by the way that she played.
Coach, another double-double for Clara. The Purdue coach was saying she was looking like Dirk when she was hitting those one-legged fadeaways. When she's making that shot, is she unguardable?
She I don't know if she's unguardable. I could guard her. I taught it to her, so I know how she's going to use it. But it's pretty impressive, and I won't say which one, but she made one of those fadeaways, and one of the refs ran by me and she said, "That's nasty," and and it is, and she's getting it down pat. And she's understanding where to get to her spots and whatnot. I think the next. The maturation of our offense is like she's getting doubled quite a bit, and I've said it before, I think she's the best passing post player in the country. And so now if somebody's doubling off of her, Jordan's going to have to dive, and I think they did that one time later on in the second half. Jordan's man went and doubled, and Jordan dove, and Clara found her. So I think that's the next steps, what's going to happen. But she's playing exceptionally well, and on both ends of the floor, and then she's also grown into her leadership role.
This could be for all of you, that you do have a long road trip coming up here after tonight. What do you guys all hope to learn and grow from, through this road trip till December 7th, I think, before you're home again?
Just playing in different environments, staying focused wherever we are, regardless of the situation. Just staying locked in. I lost my train of thought, but yeah.
Yeah, I'd say the same thing. Like, our next one we go to Louisville, and obviously that's going to be a crazy environment because when they came here last year, that was a crazy environment, but it was for us. So having the other end of that, I think that will teach us a lot, like staying locked in, like Jordan said, like through the adversity, and then continuing it when we play like Maryland and teams like that. It's going to be really good games for us. I'm just excited.
We're looking forward to it. I mean, it's, again, this was a return game, obviously, but very intentional, to go on the road, put ourselves through some adversity so that we can grow as a group, grow as a basketball team. It's kind of like team bonding. So we'll go on the road and we'll be away a little bit. And it's kind of a crazy time of year because, football is ending up, volleyball team's doing well. They'll be having some games here, and men's basketball, so sometimes you almost can get fan fatigue, because there's so much going on in November, December. And so for us to be able to go on the road, challenge ourselves, and hopefully come back on December the 7th, and everybody will miss us and they'll come back out and be ready to support. But I think we can get a lot accomplished from the psyche of our team, from the development of our team, forming our identity of our team in these next couple of weeks by being away and learning how to, adjust outside of the friendly confines of Memorial.
Coach, Lexi Blue has been such a vital part to your all's team so far this year. It's kind of night and day from her freshman year to now. Can you talk about how she looks visually and comfortable on the court?
Yeah, you go from that freshman year and you know nothing into sophomore year, you know a little bit. And then junior year, you start, figuring it out. But, Lexi's made a conscious effort to get better on the defensive end. So you can see it. She's always a hard worker. And so I think she hit a 3 tonight. Just her attitude, the willingness she could have very well, pouted, never has, and, just continue to come and work and try to get better. Everybody's path is different. Clara had very similar, she didn't play a lot very beginning of her freshman year, continued to work, and then in her sophomore year, she broke out and it was great. So I'm just proud of Lexi, the way that she's continuing to try to do whatever she can do to help the basketball team, and it's showing.
Randy, Larry, Phoenix, AJ.
I guess a question again for each of you. During the Marshall game with a very slow start, tonight you got off very quickly. Other than making the shots tonight that you didn't make at Marshall, what was the major difference?
I think just our energy from the gate, our communication. I said this earlier, when our communication's on point, I feel like we're clicking, and it helps our energy a ton. So I think that's the main thing.
Yeah, along with that, I think just like learning from our slow start at Marshall, and like telling ourselves like not letting that happen again, because if you can get the energy and the shots falling early, it just snowballs and continues to keep building up the game. So.
Larry.
Jordan, do you like taking and making those 3-pointers, or do you just assume be inside knocking somebody over, putting in the basket like that?
I'm definitely trying to expand my game. I feel like it's easy to double off me. I'm not known as like a shooter, so I'm definitely trying to step into that more, take more threes, alleviate some pressure for Strack and Tiani. Yeah.
Coach, just to kind of change subjects a little bit, now that they're signed, what are you getting next year from Madden, Emily, and Savvy?
I'm free, I can talk about them. We're very excited about this recruiting class, and obviously the landscape of college athletics is ever changing, and one of the reasons I came here was to be able to get involved with players of that magnitude. And the Kentucky brand allows you to get into a lot of different homes, and a lot more kids will pick up the phone since we were in the blue, and now you've gotten them to say yes. And I think these 3 young ladies will definitely help us. Madden Greenway was the first to commit. That was over a year ago, and I've had to not talk about her for that. But we think that she's going to be a dynamic player. I never want to put this on her, but she plays a lot like Georgia. The size, a little bit bigger than Georgia, shoots the basketball exceptionally well. We're really fit into our system. She's a competitor. Her father played for the for the Vikings for 11 years, linebacker, and she kind of plays point guard like that, like a linebacker. She's going to run through the wall. She hasn't seen, anything that she's scared of, and she'll go out there and compete. So one of the best shooters in the country. I think she's going to really help us. Emily McDonald was the latest to sign, but she's a 6-foot combo guard that can play both positions, shoots the ball from really, really deep. Had a lot of offers, but really fits our system and what we were going to try to do. A great passer. She's from that Buffalo area, so I don't know what that is. Buffalo has been good to us, not just the wings, but it's really good. So really excited about Emily, competitor. And then Savvy Swartz, Savvy is just coming off of injury, but I think Savvy is going to be she's going to probably play in the 2028 Olympics. Her sister was the youngest player in the Olympics last year. And she practices with the national team now and is on a path to make that national team in Canada. And she brings some toughness to us. I went to see her, I hadn't seen her since May, and I went to see her maybe a month or so ago. And I walked in and immediately, I felt like she grew 2 inches. And she's about 6'2.5", and she's a big, strong kid. So their team is ranked number 2 in the country, Lehigh. And then I think Madden's team came out, and they were ranked like top 20, I think it was, yeah. So you're getting winners, you're getting kids who really impact the program, and we're excited about them. And I think they're gonna, I think it was like maybe the 4th ranked class in the country. But more than that, they really fit what we want to do, and so I'm really excited about them. I can't wait till they get here.
AJ Sierra.
Woo, that felt good. I can finally talk about it.
AJ Sierra, Caroline, and Larry.
Clara, Purdue's coach, like we mentioned before, said you look like Dirk with the fadeaway. Talk about how much time and effort you put into that shot and what goes through your head when you hear such high praise from an opposing coach.
Yeah, I think Coach Brooks told me that shot like my first day on campus at Virginia Tech. So definitely been a work in progress with that. But I think it's definitely coming along, getting a lot better, knowing when to use it, not to just rely on it too. So I think it's good.
Yeah.
Jordan or Claire, whoever wants to answer, watching you guys play down in the post, you wouldn't be able to tell that you all were up 20+ points. Just talk about the physical play of tonight with posts that are just as big or bigger than you guys were.
Yeah, I think score doesn't matter. Like at halftime, Coach Brooks was saying, play the score like it's 0-0. I think that that's what we're gonna see a lot of in the SEC. So yeah, just being tough, being physical, not shying away from contact, embracing it. Yeah.
Okay. Caroline.
Coach, you guys celebrated 500 career assists for Tony.
Yeah.
She entered this game averaging almost 10 assists per game. What does that say about her as a player, and how do you like her fit within your system?
Well, obviously, when someone has a lot of assists, you tend to think that they're unselfish. But it goes deeper than that, because she came here and she very well could have tried to shoot the basketball every time she touched it. But what she's doing, she's trying to find a balance. Georgia did it. Georgia would over-facilitate in the beginning, trying to get her teammates involved, gain chemistry, and then she would kind of look for hers later. Tony's doing the exact same thing. But I have thoroughly enjoyed every second of coaching Tony. And the things that I'm teaching her now are the intangibles. It's not the jump shot. It's not the passing. It's more of the leadership part. Walking out every day. Stuff that we got from Georgia. We never saw Georgia have a bad day, and everybody else kind of followed suit. And Tony is learning that too. And Tony's already asked me for film tomorrow. And that it's just been so much fun watching her go from ground zero to where we're moving to right now. So very proud of her and what she's been able to do, and she's going to continue to get comfortable. I think she's getting more and more comfortable in our system. She kind of got out of character today just because her playing time was disjointed, but the few games before that, she's really commanded the whole game. I think the Marshall game, and obviously the game where she has 16 assists. I don't care who you're playing. I've never seen anybody have 16 assists and 0 turnovers in a game. That's pretty remarkable. But I really love where she's going, how she's going. I love her ability to be coached. It's super coachable. You know, I can say Georgia's name 100 times and she doesn't blink and it doesn't bother her. She feels like, okay, I can learn from that. She doesn't shy away from it. And she's one of the most coachable kids that I've had, especially coming into this situation. We're only going to be together for a few months. And so she's really bought into, you know, whatever it is I'm trying to teach her. And it's been a lot of fun watching her.
We'll end it with Larry and Jordan.
Ken, you've obviously recruited a lot of players over the years. When you're talking about Madden, have you had anybody that's that elite in 3 different sports? And when you get her here, she can just concentrate and play basketball year round. Is there still a big jump she can take, do you think?
I do. I mean, obviously, you know, this is what you want from our youth today. So I'm definitely not, I never discouraged it at all. I encouraged it, as a matter of fact, because I think some of our young kids, they start specializing really early. And then it's just, you know, you need that camaraderie from a different sport. You need that teaching from a different, you know, level or a different sport, because it all will benefit you later on. And I went and watched her play soccer, and she's really good at soccer. I'm not a soccer coach, and I'm no offense to soccer. I don't know anything about soccer, but I just know she's really good. I think she had like 1 million goals or something like that. Yeah, close. And I actually saw her, like the goals that she's good. And then she runs track. And she's one of those kids that just can't sit down. You know, she can't sit down, and she's always got to be doing something. But that energy, the way that she's going to bring that, she has a high motor. She's tough. I think that, you know, we're going to throw them out there. We're going to throw them out to the fire and say, okay, you know what, we're trying to build it. You know, what we're trying to do here is we're trying to build a program. We're not just trying to have a great team. We want to build a program, and we want to be able to have them, you know, for years, and Big Blue Nation watch them grow up right in front of our faces. And then you know, when they get a little bit older, they're going to be dynamic, because they're such great basketball players, but they're great people as well. So I'm excited for her, but she's really good in all those other sports. So she doesn't just play them; she dominates them just like she does basketball.
Jordan.
All right, it's 2. First, you guys done with the 26 class, or are you still looking for more players?
We're always looking.
Okay. And then my second question, obviously we know that the girls love to play with you, or play for you. You send a lot of talented young ladies to the WNBA, but how easy is it to pitch it when they can just throw it down low to 13, give it to some other people out on the wing?
You know, and obviously the reason, you know, that she came here was for the opportunity. She's going to have opportunities right now, and I get calls, and people talk about her quite a bit. They talk about her, you know, the next level. They talk about Tiani. They talk about Amelia. They talk about Tony. And so they all want to be able to come and to be able to better themselves. And so, you know, we don't just say, hey, Jordan, you come here, you're going to shoot every time. You know, we did. My pitch to her was, come play with Georgia. You know, come play with Georgia. Georgia's going to make you better. And obviously it didn't pan out that way. But now she gets to play with Clara, and they all get to play off of each other. And that's how you build a great program. You know, we're not just saying, hey, come in here and, you know, we're just going to be all about you. Come here, you're going to play with great players. And if you can play with a Clara Strack, and trust me, we've used her quite a bit, you know, with getting Madden, with getting, you know, Emily or Savvy, or we'll continue to do if we are trying to get some more in the 26 class. But we'll always say, you know, you can play with Clara and it's going to make your job easier. So I like, my staff is tremendous. You know, I think I have the best staff in the country. I really do. And the way that they go out, identify, and their personalities, and the way that they attract, you know, the top level talent. You know, and we've done a tremendous job with the future classes and getting those players interested in Kentucky, because the Kentucky brand it's more powerful than I even anticipated. You know, when I got here, I was like, okay, Kentucky, blah, blah, blah. And then, man, we call somebody and they pick up on the first ring. And so now you got to be able to, you know, exploit that and put them in situations where they can see what Kentucky is. But it's been so much fun, you know, building something here with the resources that we have, and, you know, just the name recognition, the name brand. And we're going to continue to grow from it.